Well, good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again with the start of this week's set of reviews. This one, we are carrying this one over from last week. My apologies, things got ahead of me, certainly with power cuts and stuff like that. We do get them sometimes here where I live, but hopefully we won't be interrupted today. Where are we, you're asking me? Well, we're in southern Europe, we're in Spain, and this is REUS Airport in Barcelona in Spain, Lima Echo Romeo Sierra. This is a pay-wear scenery by Beautiful Modeler of the World, or sometimes known as BMOTW, and you're looking at version 2, it's the current version for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. Download comes in at 423 meg, and it installs at 995 meg, so just under a gig. It's available from a variety of vendors including SimMarket, Orbix and Anybuilds. Currently the cheapest one I can find is at SimMarket. So we'll give you the SimMarket prices, which of course include tax. You can get this for €13.08, which equates to roughly $14.46 US or £11.05 UK. As ever, US and UK prices are estimates taken from the euro, and they do include tax or VAT, which of course could be different depending on which country you're in when you make your purchase. This is a nice airport. It's actually quite a lot of airport for the money, but we'll talk about that later. Let's look at some features. So features, we have custom terminals and buildings. PBR textures have been used throughout the scenery. Got an accurate airport layout and the terminal interiors, and there's lots more. And I can tell you, sort of looking at this, you can see the car parks and various areas around the airport and landside have been nicely modelled in 3D. Even the vehicles are in their own slots, and everything's been properly modelled and textured. The location actually looks pretty great for an airport like this. I mean, it's quite a find. But anyway, those are the features for you, just a few of them, so many to look at here. Let's have a look at some history. So history, REUS Airport, Lima Echo Romeo Sierra, more commonly known as Barcelona REUS or Barcelona South Airport, is a public use airport owned and operated by AENA, that's A-E-N-A, and located by the beaches of Costa Daurada, equidistant in relation to the town of Constantí and the city of REUS, and approximately 5 miles or 8 kilometers from the city centre of Tarragona in Catalonia in the area of Spain. The airport receives a large amount of tourist traffic from passengers destined for the beach resorts of Salou and Cambrils, as well as the centre of Barcelona, which is approximately 55 miles or 88 kilometers to the northeast. It is also close to one of Europe's largest theme resorts, Portaventura World, and the mountains of Pradez, a Mediterranean forest in the Comarca of Bay Camp, Bay spelled B-A-I-X. The airport was founded in 1935 by Aeroclub de REUS. It served as a Republican base during the Spanish Civil War, and after the nationalist victory served as a Spanish Air Force base. The base was ultimately demilitarized in the late 1990s and became a fully civilian airport administered by AENA, the Spanish Airports Authority. In order to adapt REUS Airport to future air traffic demand, AENA Aeroportos carried out a series of improvements and extension facilities. These include a new check-in building between arrivals and departure buildings, integrating the 3 buildings into one. The departures building has also been remodelled for use as a boarding area. The departures terminal had 23 check-in desks and 12 boarding gates spread over 2 rooms, but in 2023 3 gates were removed due to the small size of the terminal and inefficiency of showing passports at the gates. So there are currently 9 gates. Gates 1 to 3 are intended for Schengen flights, and gates 4 to 9 are dedicated to non-Schengen destinations, although occasionally the 2 rooms are made into one with Schengen flights departing from other gates. Before entering the departure lounge for gates 4 to 9, passengers have to go through passport control, unlike gates 1 to 3. The public area and the passenger-only zone have a cafeteria and restaurant, as well as duty-free shops for both gates 1 to 3 and 4 to 9. For the lounge with gates 4 to 9, the duty-free shop has been significantly upgraded in 2024 and now has 2 entrances. Some 9 airlines operate into and out of REUS Airport, including EasyJet, Jet2, SmartWings, TUI Airways, Vueling and the national carrier Iberia. So there you are, a little bit of history for you. Airport's been remodelled a bit here and there. It's been here a while. Obviously it was used by the Spanish Air Force in the early part of its history. There it is. Let's have a look at runways. So runways. REUS Airport operates a single runway, 2507, measuring 8,068 feet or 2,459 metres, and the runway is constructed from asphalt. The airport lies at an elevation of 233 feet or 71 metres and sits within the GMT UTC plus 1 hour time zone. Now, like much of Europe, Spain does indeed observe daylight saving time or DST, and so we're in the summer still, and the airport is currently 1 hour ahead of the UK since both countries have moved ahead 1 hour. So the runway itself, runway 2507, both ends feature high intensity runway lighting, high intensity airfield lighting system and precision approach path indicators on both sides of the runway. Now here we're looking down the throat of runway 25. You can see the PAPIs on both sides, the lighting as well, and we've got approach lighting here which is as per the chart. That's all accurate. Approaches for runway 25, you have a standard instrument landing system with Y and Z approach options, and there's also a VOR approach option here for this end too. So let's pop down the other end, have a look at 07. So here we are looking down the other end. This is runway 07, and we've got, it's early morning actually. I've lowered the lighting to sort of early morning. You've got the sun coming up in the distance. Once again, you've got PAPIs on both sides and the high intensity lighting as well. You've got approach lights here, which aren't on the chart, but again, I'm quite happy. Anything that's on the scenery that helps you make a safe landing, I'm fully in favour of. You've also got centerline lighting, which again isn't on the charts, but really not a problem. These are standard sort of things, and everything helps you to make a landing. Be aware you've got the extended threshold here, and you've got work going on here potentially to increase the runway length further. I believe this is in the airport itself properly, but as you can see they've extended it here. But essentially you would use this part of the runway for takeoffs and landings in the touchdown zone. Approaches for runway 07, well, you have an RNP approach with Z and Y options, and again you've got a VOR approach. The airport also has an unspecified NDB approach option available for both runways, so pilots check the charts and you'll see. So there we go, that's runways for you. One thing that strikes me about this scenery is the amount of 3D modelling and texturing, particularly with the roads and the ground. There's hardly any photo scenery that I can see, certainly airside, and they've 3D modelled pretty much most of the roads and tarmac that's landside of the airport as well, and you'll see more of that during the daytime tour. So no jetways at this airport, so let's get down to the airport during the day and have a tour here, starting with an airside tour, and then we'll have a look landside. There's quite a lot to this. You do get quite a bit for your money. So let's get down to the airport proper and have a look and see what we're being offered today. Okay, before we start, what I've done here is I pulled back from the threshold of runway 07, which is here. I pulled right back so you can see the amount of 3D modelling. Here you can see the roads going out of the airport have been modelled. Okay, not as much as these roads here, but they've been tarmacked. So it's not default photo, and it goes all the way down here, look. And if you're looking landside, you've got these container parking areas, and so much here that you can see that is fully 3D textured and not left to photo ground, which I think is really impressive. Okay, so let's start the tour airside. So here you've got what looks like the GA area. And again, lots of nice modelling. It is really nice. Get down a bit lower. I mean, the ground texturing is one of the things that really strikes me. Look everywhere, especially where there are cars in the car parks and areas of the car parks that aren't modelled. And the buses are brilliant. You've got various amounts of clutter. There's my aircraft parked on stand 2. And again, you look at the texturing on the taxiway, the ramp area, and it looks brilliant. Go a little bit closer. There's the control tower. And you can see all of the modelling and texturing is there. Not sure about the ANA cargo, that may well be placed there by FSLTL. But as you can see, the texturing and the work is really good. Grass areas look great. And even the outer areas here, they look really good. There's the airport fence line with the appropriate crank neck. So they've even got that correct as well. And as we go further out the taxiway down to runway 25, I mean, the texturing is quite amazing, and it all fits really nicely. So as we go back the other way, sort of coming towards landside, as you can see, it's all pretty smooth as well. There you've got some granite fill, a couple of work trucks, cranes. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? I think it looks lovely. Very nice indeed. While we're here, let's check out the control tower. And as you can see from the outside, the interior is modelled. And again, I really like the glass effect. Let's pop inside. So here we are inside, looking towards the threshold of runway 07 and the terminal there in the distance. Tower's fully modelled and developed. Got a few computer screens, 2 controllers, and this is what I like. And this is the view you see out through the tower glass, which is appropriately sort of misted. Excellent. There's the view in the other direction, looking towards runway 25. Got the works area there on the left, and nice to see the computer screens all modelled as well and textured as well. This is nice. And before we move on, there's the building itself, seen from landside by the tower. All looks pretty nice. So we continue moving landside. Here you can see buses on the right there, and look at the texturing and the modelling. Even the roads are done with the appropriate ground markings, even though this is possibly an area you wouldn't even really look at. We're slowing it down here. This is nice. This looks pretty real because again, we've got attention to detail has been done, which is brilliant. You've got a fuel farm there on the right hand side. And here we can see areas east of the terminal. We've got various bits and pieces. We've got the baggage reclaim area, which I mean, looks great, it really does. So we continue the tour in this direction. Down there to the left you've got people, passengers, animated people as well. There's the baggage reclaim area we just looked at. We go across the top of the roof area here, and you can see they've modelled everything on the roof. I mean, this is quality. It's a small airport, quite a well-known airport, and there's a lot of work here. And now we come to the areas that you wouldn't really even look at. Here we are landside, passengers. Here you've got car parks. You've got quite a few vehicles, but you've also got areas of the car park that are sparse and not populated with vehicles or people. And yet look, right outside here, they've modelled the ground markings all the way out. And the bushes and the trees all nicely positioned. It looks great. It's only now here that we start to get to sort of photo scenery. And there to the right you can see modelling extends right out to the roundabout there where the cars are going around. And all of the cars in their neatly slots, fitted in their slots. This I think is the GA area. Okay, the flags aren't animated, but look, you've got this little seating area down here. Yeah, this is the Aero Club. It's lovely. It really is very nice. You've got some local aircraft, the sort of which you would expect to see. And here at the very edge of the scenery here, and you've got the main road which has been modelled out to this amount. Okay, they haven't fully textured this part of the road here, but it's been modelled. It's not been left to photo scenery. So a couple of quick views around the ramp. There you can see the terminal to the left. Here you've got parking spots. As I said, we've got no jetways, but just a couple of close-up shots of where you'd be parking. And you've got animated people here, engineers walking about, which adds a certain authenticity to the place. One of the fuel trucks, again, is an indication of really good modelling. Close up it looks pretty real. No jagged wheels or wheels missing. Looks really good. And there's a view looking across the ramp. Just so you know, there is a GSX profile for this airport. I can't remember, to be honest, whether it's included with the scenery or whether you can pick it up from flightsim.to, but there is a GSX profile for those people like me who do use GSX. So while we're here, here's a daytime view from inside the flight deck. Just looking out, this is what you see when you park up on stand 2 at around about just after midday. It looks pretty impressive. There's a view out the captain's side looking towards the terminal, and the view from the first officer's window. All looks pretty good. Okay, just a couple of shots airside by the terminal. Here you can see some passengers or people here, animated and static. You've got the flags there which aren't animated, which for me is quite unusual, but no problem. And looking in the other direction, there's the airport name and this really nice glass frontage they've got. And having one or two animated people like this, I think, just brings it to life. And you can see through the windows there is internal development. We'll look at that in a bit. And just a view here looking towards landside. There you've got the baggage reclaim area we looked at earlier on. Various buildings here to do presumably with works that's going on. There's the fuel farm landside there where the trucks sort of fill up. And there's a look at this end of the terminal. Here you can see a marshalling vehicle, airfield operations we call them. Got a couple of containers. Jet2 is a regular visitor to this airport here. You've got various other tugs and pulleys and things, all unique to this airport. And here you can see through the glass into airside in the terminal. We've got some animations, I believe, in there as well as statics, and you've got various vehicles driving around too. And just a quick look at one of the buses. I mean, the detail on this airport is incredible, it really is. I mean, the vehicles are nicely done, properly textured and modelled. Everything is unique to the airport, which is really, really good. Just a close look at this area. There's the control tower. You've got the dividing fence here. We've got a fire engine truck and various bits of clutter. Again, all unique to this airport, and you've even got this guy here. You know, there's just the addition of these one or two little animations really help. They really make the airport live. It's really nice. Okay, so let's cross over the fence to landside and have a look and see what we have. Again, you've got these buses which are beautifully done. Couple of taxis there. And as we go towards the landside front of the terminal, it's great. Taxis. There on the left you can see various people. The modelling is lovely. It really is. It just looks great. It really does. You can see through the glass into the terminal. We'll have a look in a minute. but plenty of taxis, all in the right places as you would expect them. And here we get to this area here where they've got this model which is unique to this airport. That's really nice. So just a quick close-up of the model. I'm not sure what the aircraft is. Those of you who are familiar with military aircraft will probably know. But that looks really nice. And as we continue down the landside road, you've got these buses. Again, beautiful modelling and texturing. They all look pretty real. No wheels missing or stuff sort of disappearing as you go by. And they're all in their proper slots. This is attention to detail. It shows a good developer, good modelling. And as we drift across the top of the car park here, you can see cars mostly in their slots and lots of empty spaces. But even the empty spaces have been properly marked. The ground markings are there even though there's no cars. This will look great at night. So just a quick close-up of some of the people landside here waiting to go in or coming out of the terminal. Oh, they look fine, they really do. So let's go inside the terminal. First we'll look landside. There you've got a nice little restaurant and cafe. No people sitting here unfortunately. However, you've got people there at check-in. And once again, we go up close to the signage here. The departures board is absolutely clear, even though we're up close, which is wonderful. Just a quick look at this end of the terminal. Okay, here we've got check-in desks that aren't manned or open at the moment. And again, the attention to detail is great, including these up here, the murals. You've got advertising sign here, you've got some baggage trolleys. And there's a view across the open part of the terminal here with check-in. So let's just have a little tour down here. Okay, we've got no check-in desks that are open and no staff, but no problem. And we've even got a break dancer down there to the right. We'll have a look here in a minute. There he goes, doing his thing. And there's the restaurant with a bar there, and here you can see more baggage trolleys, and again they're all marked up as they should be for the airport. Young lady on the mobile phone. It all looks pretty good. I really like the way this has been done. So let's go into this end of the building, which I believe is arrivals. Yep, once again you've got plenty of people waiting around. And here's the arrivals area. Very nice. Plenty of people waiting for their baggage to come out. And it's great. Nice modelling. Lots of variations in the people as well. We've got kids there. And the various advertising hoardings looks great. It's wonderful. So let's have a look at the interior airside now. We've got another breakdancer over there. It's obviously very popular in Spain. And once again you've got people waiting to go out through there to board the aircraft. And security cameras as well, a nice touch. So we'll pop out through the glass and just have a look at this end. It's a really nice little airport, this. It's just been so nicely modelled. So let's pop in this side. That's great. Very nice indeed. Okay, so that was a tour of the airport during the daytime, and it's quite a lot to see. I just really like the way it's been done. It's a lovely airport. Let's turn the lighting down to dusk now and see what the dynamic lighting is like. Okay, 8:15 local time in the evening. It's middle of September 2024. Lighting came on about 5 minutes ago, and it's all really pretty subtle. You don't see a lot from this location up here, but you can see the sort of the deftness of it. One thing we can see is we've got green centerline lights for taxiing, which is going to be a big help, and lots of subtle lighting here. Again, on the car park, out landside and airside. From here I can't see much in the way of a Sobo globe, so this looks to be pretty good. There's runway 07 threshold to the right there, and there you get a good idea of the runway lighting. And looking in the other direction behind us there, you can see the car park as well, landside, is pretty much completely lit, which is great. Let's go to the ramp where the aircraft's parked and just have a look at lighting close up. So here we're on stand 2, this is my aircraft parked there, and you can see we've got lighting provided by the big lamps there. It's all a bit subtle at the moment. It'll be interesting to see whether it gets brighter during the night time. I suspect it does. And just a different view showing the lights up there to the right, and you've even got the detail here on the signboard in front of the aircraft on the stand. Quick view from the flight deck. This is what you see if you park up during the evening. And there's the view from the captain's side showing you the terminal, all nicely lit as well. I really like that. And the view from the first officer's window. Once again, nice to see a bit of movement with the odd engineer here and there. Just brings the place to life. So a little airside tour starting up this other end and working towards the terminal. It all looks pretty nice, it really does. Quick look at the control tower. And here's the view from inside the tower. So as you can see, lots of nice little subtle lighting, especially that the lighting that lights up some of the equipment. We've even got the orange obstruction light there on that tug. The stand identification boards are lit as well, and you've got various bits of lighting, some of which I can't really see where the source is. In fact, okay, you've got lighting underneath this hood there. So as we head towards the terminal, again, some really nice subtle lighting. Can't see any Asobo globes hanging around. And that looks good. It really does look good. And looking in that direction, and a nice view out there towards the runway. So while we're here, let's have a quick look at some of the signage out here. You've got these green centerline lights, and they're the type that glow, which I think are really good. I like this kind of lighting. Blue airfield edge lights, also the same. And here you've got entrance to the runway, wigwags, and you've also got the I can't remember what they call them now, stop bars. That's it, you've got the stop bars. So for example, an aircraft would stop here until they change to green, and when they change green then you proceed onto the runway. But a nice animation, and again you have these centerline lights that glow and the blue airfield edge lights that look really good. And as we go out towards the taxiway proper, again the signs are set on plinths, they're not just jammed into the ground. And there you can see stop bars again wherever the entrance to the runway is. And there's a close-up view of one of the signs, and you get the glow into the ground as well. This little bit of reflection which I think adds to the authenticity of it all. And a quick high level shot, there's the answer to runway 07 threshold, wigwags there and the stop bars. It's pretty impressive, I like it. So a quick tour across the fence to land side of the terminal. Again, some very nice lighting, all the lights being provided certainly by the correct source there. And the terminal looks great through the glass. Just the right amount of lighting's not overdone. And people there to the left and not an asobo globe hanging in sight anywhere. Very impressive. And as we head over towards the car park, this is another thing that impresses me. All of the light is being produced by the right light sources. I don't see any asobo globes hanging around, and I don't see any spurious lighting being produced where I can't identify where it comes from. Car models, the vehicle models are good and mostly in the right places. And look, I mean, the lights are all switched on, and they're even on right out here where there's nothing really to look at. It's quality stuff, very, very good. So just a quick look at the GA ramp, which unfortunately isn't lit. I don't know, maybe it's because everything here is VFR, no instrument flying, although you've got this twin here, which would be instrument equipped. And if you wanted to depart during the night hours or land during the night hours, you might have a problem finding his way here. So that's the only criticism really I've got so far. Okay, so that was dusk. Let's turn it down to night time now. Okay, 10 PM local time, and as you can see the darkness is completely with us, and the lighting has indeed come up a little bit. But yeah, perfectly okay. You can still see where you need to see. The green centerline lights really help. They certainly get you into the parking area here, and the lighting's come up sufficiently. And landside looks good as well. There's the runway 07 threshold in front of us. And just a quick view in the other direction. And as I said, my only criticism really, there's no lighting on the GA area, which I thought there might be, to be honest. Once again, a quick view from the flight deck. There's the captain's side. And the first officer's window. So here's a quick close-up view of the ramp. As you can see, the lighting has come up a little bit more than it was. It's not overdone. I think, to be honest, it's just about right here. The terminal is nicely lit up. Again, it's not overdone, it's not brash. They've done a nice job really in the way it's presented. And as you can see, you know, the lighting is more than adequate, and it's nice to see touches like here you've got the cabin lit, you've got various bits of equipment that's been lit, the control tower's lit inside. There should be a red light on the top there, but doesn't seem to be there. All structures over 300 feet should have red warning lights on top. However, perfectly okay. A quick look at the airside part of the terminal in the night time. The lighting is great. There's just no argument really. It's just very, very nice. And just a look into the baggage reclaim area. Again, you've got light here, but again being provided by the correct source. There's various overhead lights here that are lighting this area up. And just a quick view across the airside part of the terminal. It's great, really, no complaints. So you've got this beautiful drop lighting here. So a quick look landside. There you've got the airport sign and the name of the company that looks after it, AINA. And there we are looking across the landside area with our friends outside. And again, it's just great. There's no spurious light from anywhere. It's all from the right sources. It looks good. Signage looks good. The advertising hoardings, everywhere you look, it's excellent. And once again, beautiful car park lighting. It looks really nice. And looking towards airside, even these areas out here where the buses are just nicely lit. It's very, very nice. So a final overhead view from a little bit higher up, and it does look good. It's just really no complaints at all. Now if I'm in the right position, I can bring the dawn up and we should see the glow on the building. Let's have a look at that. Okay, 7:40 in the morning, 20 minutes to 8 in the morning, and the sun's come up on the way up, and the lights went out a few minutes ago, and here you've got this lovely red glow on everything as the sun comes up behind me. Very, very picturesque. You can still see the wigwags and the stop bar lighting down here. It's all very effective. And they're looking in the other direction. There's runway 25 threshold in the distance. You've got the control tower building down there to the left, and the sun is coming up slowly there in the east. Okay, it's 8:30 in the morning and time to wrap up this review. Big question is, do I like it? Yeah, it's lovely. It's a wonderful airport. This is one of the nicest little airports I've seen for a while now. What about the price? Well, you know what, I'm going to have to say the price is really aggressive. There's a hell of a lot of detail and work that's gone into this, and you can see that by the tour we've just done. Even when you look at landside, the car park there, especially during the night time, where you've got areas that are not even occupied by vehicles, and yet they're still beautifully lit. The control tower is developed, the airside ramp texturing is great, the roads are textured all the way out. There's hardly any photo scenery within the airport boundary at all. Beautifully done. Wigwags, stop bars, airside, everything you need for the pilot, and all of this for a measly €14 or $15, less than $15, and that includes tax. I think it's a steal. It's a real giveaway. Plenty of options for flying in here. As I say, Vueling, Ryanair, Iberia, they all come in and out of this airport. It's a nice location. It's been beautifully modelled, and it sits really well in the default scenery. I like it a lot. It's one of my one of the top airports, I think, and a nice change, I think, to see beautiful model of the world coming out with something a little bit better than they have done usually. Some of the more recent ones they've done have been good, but not as good as they could have been. This one, I think, sets the bar a little bit higher. Certainly it's got a lot of work done, and it looks great in terms of realism. It looks really atmospheric. The ambience is really wonderful, and the price is really aggressive. So yeah, no problem at all recommending this. This is a wonderful little airport. So there you are, folks. REUS Airport in Barcelona in Spain, Lima Echo Romeo Sierra. Payware scenery by beautiful model of the world, sometimes just referred to as BMOTW. This is version 2 for the PC version of Flight Sim 2020. Downloads at 423 meg, and it installs at just under a gig. So it's not a massive download either, and yet they've managed to pack quite a bit of stuff in here. Price, Sim Market's releasing at the moment for €13.08, which equates to roughly $14.46 US, or £11.05 UK. As ever, those UK and US prices are estimates taken from the euro, and they include tax or VAT at 20%, which of course can vary depending on your location when you buy it. Currently it's cheapest at Sim Market, not by much, but Sim Market is quite good, and as I said, the prices include tax. Lots to like about this airport. It's certainly one a place I'm going to be flying into. It's just great. And really good as well to see that there's a GSX profile for it as well, because when you do things like GSX, which works really well these days after the updates, it can really look good. I'm going to be interested to see whether when we activate GSX to board the aircraft, to see how the passengers come out of the terminal, if indeed they do, or whether buses bring them out. Be interesting to see. So there you are, folks. Highly recommended. A lovely little airport, beautifully modelled. Nothing left to chance here, at a really aggressive price, and it's only a couple of hours from the UK. So thank you for watching. If you've been wondering about this, I hope this has helped. I just think it's a great little airport. It's a wonderful buy. And by the way, I did purchase this. I wasn't given it to look at. So, but as ever, the opinions are all my own. So thank you for watching, folks. Join me a little later in the week. I'm going to try and have a good look at Frankfurt, the new Frankfurt airport that's been released, which is quite a massive project. So we'll have a look at that, and I will try and keep the video down to at least under an hour, but it is a big project, and we'll have a look at that. So thanks again. I will see you in the next video. Have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.